everyone, it's Brian with Craft Fancy, and today we're going to do our Live Like Spring Slimline card. Here's your kit, and here's some of our tools that we're going to get. You're going to have a bone folder you're going to need. You're going to have some scissors that you're going to might have to do some trimming with. The trusty tweezers, never bad product there. And then we're going to be using our rhinestone picker. It's a beautiful tool, and what we're using it for is to pick up the little rabbits like you see there. Also, we'll be using our trusty ATG gun. We'll also be using some Gina K Connect glue. And then also maybe using some other various tools. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I got everything laid out, and let's go ahead and move our slimline stitch squares cut out back there. I also have the cutout of the wild grass border die and then the embossed clouds in the little squares all pre-cut as per the homework. And the first thing I want to do is I want to take my yellow cardstock and go ahead and use my ATG gun, and we're going to go ahead and put some tape on the back of that so we can apply this right away to our white card base. As I always say, I like to take my time on this because we want to make sure that it looks really nice and perfect, because if it's not, it's going to not look very good at the end, and we always want to do that. If you guys ever need to stop and take a look at this video, just hit pause and then be able to study the picture up in the top left corner as we're doing that. Now that I got a wonderful looking base on there, I'm going to go ahead and move my little squares there, and then I'm going to just move my little grass down on the bottom because I want to adhere my embossed cloud squares to the product. All right, it doesn't need to be perfect here because remember our frame is pretty big, so I just try to line this up, and then I kind of dry fit everything to make sure everything looks good for everybody. Now that I kind of dry fitted it, I'm going to go ahead and just use my ATG gun again, flip it over. I'm going to go use this on the back. Remember, you can do that. You can do anything that you like with it. If you want to use liquid adhesive, by all means, you can use that too. It just takes a little longer to dry. I like these ATG guns. They're really simple to use. You're able to really just, how do I say, go to town on getting those out. You can just tape it, pull the trigger back, and you're done. Now I'm kind of lining these up. And I'm just going to go ahead and put those on there. Okay, now when I get to my last one here, what I'm going to do, and again, this is for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and tape this up, and I'm going to show you that I'm not going to make it perfect when I put it on there. Just to show you guys that, yes, it doesn't have to be perfect when you line it up. So you can either keep them close together or you can keep a little space in between, whatever works out. So now that I have that, now we want to go ahead and use our ATG gun again, and we're going to go ahead and apply the tape onto the grass. Now what I like about this is I can go ahead and get it. You can see there it's not perfect. It didn't cover everything, but that's okay because again the border is going to cover a lot of this up. So as we apply this, we want to make sure that we keep it easy, keep it fun. Again, you guys could do whatever you like. If you're looking for some depth, maybe you want to use some pop-up dots behind it, or you could use some foam tape behind it. Again, if you're looking to try to keep it down, you can just use the your score tapes, or in this case I'm using the ATG gun. If you want, you could use the micro sticky dots on that too, but the issue that I get with that is if you use the micro sticky dots on that, all those little grass tips are going to get stuck down, and you'll never be able to get any little bunny rabbits behind the grass, as we'll work on a little later on. And here we are with our last piece. And we're just going to put that right in there, line everything up. Looks good. I'm going to come back with my frame now and take a look. And we're going to just play with that a little just to make sure it lines up. It's looking pretty good to me. All right. Now that I got that going, kind of just making sure, I want to make sure, again, everything has a step that we want to take a look at. Now what I want to do is I want to take my sediment dye and I want to put that on there. So now I'm going to grab the Connect glue from Gina K, and it doesn't take a lot. I'm just going to put little dots in the four corners, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it back over because now it's upside down. Now I'm going to flip it over. You can see that in the back side there. And then I'm going to just line that up so it gets centered in that centered square. Now I did mine in the center. Nothing says you can't do yours in the right or the left. I just did it to keep it all looking nice and symmetrical. All right, I'm going to bring my card back here again. Then what I'm going to do is flip it back over again. And now I'm just going to go ahead and use the Gina K Connect glue. Reason being is I want to use the Connect glue this time, is it does dry clear, and a little goes a long way. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably start going around the squares. And what I like about this when I do this is the stitching in there uses a nice little guideline that it keeps me nice and centered. So when I go through this, I'm going to just put everything right on the center just so it sticks. And the reason why, again, why I like the Connect glue during this process is that it allows me the flexibility to move it around, where if I was to do my ATG or my other types of adhesives, I don't think I would have that flexibility to kind of just tweak it into place, if you will. Also, if you're playing along at home and you're looking to create some depth to this project, this would be a great opportunity to go ahead and use some the foam adhesive strips. If you're even trying to make a shaker card out of it as well, this would be the time you'd put the acetate on it and then along with your foam strips, and then be able to make a shaker out of it. All right, you can see now, this is where it gets a little technical, if you will, of the whole project. This is going to be your toughest part, I think. And we're just going to kind of lay that on there. Again, you don't have to rush. You don't have to make it perfect, but you just want to be able to play with it a little. You can see as mine fell down, it wasn't quite lined up as perfect, so I just want to definitely make sure I just play with that a little. And again, thank you, Gina K, for that glue that's wet, that's a little forgiving. So I'm able to just tweak it around in place and get it done. I like it. All right. Now that we're moving right along, I'm going to pick out our jewel picker, which is normally we use them when we're setting our rhinestones or embellishments, but today I'm going to be using it to mount our little rascally rabbits. As you can see here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just put my one on my tip. It's nice and soft. A little dab of Gina K glue. And then what I'm going to do is just what you want to do. Now you have your little choice. This is your freedom. You can go ahead and put the little rabbits down anywhere you like. And just a little dab. A little dab does you. And now this one, let me get my little tweezers here. This is where the tweezers come in. I'm going to put this one right behind the little grass. I want to hide them in there. Now remember too, if the Gina K glue gets on that white paper, no worries, because it does dry clear. Let me flip the tool around so it's got the hard side. Now I don't need the soft side, but look at that. I can move that little bunny right into place. Now I'm on to the next one. Oh, a little extra glue there. Let's go. Come on, little glue. Oh, look at that. Those rascally rabbits giving me nothing but trouble. All right, well, I got some glue on there. Let's go ahead and get them down there. Again, this is where tweezers come in really nice. And kind of just pull this back a little. Let's see if we can't just sneak Mr. Bunny back there. All right. So now I got that. Also too here, this is what I like about Gina K glue. Like I said, it dries clear, so Once in a while you get that little blade of grass that's going to stick up. I'm going to put a little something on there, a little pressure on there for a second or two. Yeah, push down. There you go. And now it sticks down. So it gives you that nice flexibility. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program with Mr. Bugs Bunny. Here we go, a little more dots again. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put one down. And this is what the fun part is. Wherever you put it, it's never a wrong spot. This is also a great one too, is if you guys were still looking for a dimension. Remember, it doesn't have to be glue. You could use a little pop dot on here. Uh-oh, that rascally rabbit getting away from me. There we go. Let's try this again. I'm struggling. I always struggle with the little pieces. All right. No more pokey tool. Back to the tweezers. He's fighting me. The rascally rabbit does not want to go. There we go. All right, let's get him behind a little blade of grass. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? There we go. Gonna get him in there. This little rascally rabbit, he sure doesn't want to work with me today. Come on, Mr. Bunny. All right, here's where the pokey tool comes in again. Sometimes you can just get them in there to get the grass. There you go, just hold him down. And yeah, there he is. No more rascally rabbit for you, you're on there. All right, and then you hold that down and you're good to go. There you go. Now I'm done with that. Let me put my cover back on. And we completed this card. So I really enjoyed doing this card. I appreciate everyone taking time to watch my video. Also too, this was the foam tape that I was talking about, if you guys were interested in that. I really enjoyed my project today. My name is Brian with Craft Fancy. I hope you enjoyed my project. I hope you see you real soon. Okay, bye.